Welcome to this edition of Agile and DevOps Tidbits. Today's subject is hidden constraints, process improvements, and value stream mapping in the theory of constraints. One of the starting points with any organization looking to start the DevOps journey or even just looking for process improvement is to create a current or future state value stream map or apply the theory of constraints. The concept of value stream mapping has been around for many years, possibly as early as 1918, and is usually associated with Lean. Value stream mapping can be used in conjunction with the theory of constraints, or they may be applied separately. Value stream mapping helps us show how both materials and information flow as a product or service through the process of value stream, helping teams visualize where improvements might be made in both flows. The theory of constraints, on the other hand, is used to concentrate on reducing the throughput time. By optimally exploiting the bottlenecks or constraints, the efficiency of the process as a whole is improved. So when we look to apply value stream mapping or theory of constraints to DevOps, there are a couple of issues practitioners should be aware of when applying value stream mapping or theory of constraints. First, value stream mapping and theory of constraints have traditionally been applied to manufacturing, where we got to understand outputs are tangible and easier to measure. Second, in manufacturing, we would look out for what we term hidden constraints, which is basically a constraint in the business process which turns out to be based on wrong assumptions. An example of such a hidden constraint in manufacturing could be introducing replenish to consume everywhere in the supply chain. So how do we see hidden constraints and process improvements in DevOps? So when we create a value stream map in software development or applying the theory of constraints, we may have a hidden constraint or process improvement that we're not fully seeing. When using the theory of constraints, we will probably identify testing in our process and then identify it as one of our constraints. And with value stream mapping, we'd probably identify it as a process improvement. We may identify other areas in the process as a bigger constraint or area of process improvements and testing. This may be because we have to look at, testing. You need to look at testing as sort of like an iceberg. What you really, there's a part that's up above you're seeing and a part below that's much bigger and we're missing. So let's take an example of a traditional company who does manual testing and has, say, a traditional test phase. If we take a very close look at this test phase and are honest with ourselves, we'll probably find that the testers are not doing nearly the depth of testing as really required. So what do I mean by this? Well, check and see if they're doing consistency testing across all browser OS combinations you support. Are they doing security penetration testing? Do they do front-end performance testing? Or are they doing testing beyond simple happy path testing? Do they do web mobile functional testing across all browser OS combinations supported? And we won't even get into unit testing. So why do these hidden constraints happen with testing? And we have to understand this is not the fault of testers. It's just a reality of attempting to cover testing in a manual way with limited resources and time. So what we need to remember is when you're doing your value stream mapping or attempting to apply the theory of constraints, dig under the covers a little and keep an eye out for hidden constraints, process improvements, as you may not be truly seeing your biggest constraint. And also, remember, when we're doing value stream mapping, we want to involve all those who contribute or have knowledge of the value stream. And this, in many cases, could be the actual testers themselves who maybe aren't getting pulled into the value stream mapping because they may be the ones who understand that we're not doing the level of testing that we should be. Well, that'll wrap it up for this edition of Agile and DevOps Tidbits. And as always, you can find out more information at Agile Testing Framework or contact us at Torac. Thank you.